Hey everyone, I'm Caitlin Blundell, certified business coach with Action Coach, and I'm hosting our upcoming Action Club event called Disc for Entrepreneurs. I'm joined today by our featured speaker, Michael Gibben. Michael is a team building facilitator, a certified coach, and a DISC expert who helps entrepreneurs and organizations thrive. I'm really looking forward to Michael's session. It's going to be at our next Action Club on Friday, November 14th. And we're diving into understanding human behavior and how that can transform the way you communicate, lead, and grow your business. So let's jump in. Michael, for anyone new to DISC, can you start with a quick breakdown of what that is and why it's such a powerful tool for entrepreneurs and business owners?
Well, first, thank you so much, Caitlin, for the wonderful introduction, and very much looking forward to being there on the 14th and connecting with everybody. So to your question, for DISC, it is a four-quadrant model. There's DISC. For the D quadrant, those are people that are very outgoing. Those are the people that are also very task oriented. They like goals, results. They have that real driven in that sense. For the I quadrant, those are the people that are inspiring or influential, depending on what disc model you use, the inspiring type. Those are going to be your outgoing and also people-oriented individuals. And the S quadrant, those are the supportive or steady types, depending again on which disc model you use. They're supportive. They are the individuals that love to be very team build, very much about being very people-oriented, also reserved as well. And they like to be very steady. And the C quadrant are our cautious types. Those are the types that are very task-oriented, also very reserved. And all of us make up a variety of the four different quadrants. Usually one or two quadrants stick out more than others. And it's very useful because it helps you to understand yourself and others, how to communicate, motivate, build trust faster with both your team and your clients.
Amazing. And I know you work with both teams and business leaders.
Mhm.
What are some of the common communication or leadership roadblocks that you see? Maybe you can tell us how DISC can help overcome those.
Perfect. So with one of the biggest challenges I've seen so far with teams and leaders, it comes down to communication that it doesn't click. It doesn't reverberate. There's potential for friction between potential clients and individuals that are in sales, or between team members as well. Because we often will use similar approaches with every client, and not everyone responds the same way. So for example, in DISC, a high D client, someone who wants something very goals, they want results, they want things very direct. If you are focusing on, say you're an S type and you want to be more supportive and nurturing and guide and give them a lot of detail, that is going to potentially lead to difficulty because the two styles are so different. However, what DISC does is it helps you to recognize those differences and tailor your styles so you can build trust, connection, and gain clients more effectively by you looking at, say you're an S and you're an entrepreneur, or you're somebody on a team and you're an S and you're connecting with a high D client. Think about how would they want to be written to or spoken to, and adjust. It doesn't mean become a different person. It just means we make those fine tunes to help with gaining those clients' understanding and helping them to become more open to connecting with you. And within teams, like I was saying before, I see that friction simply because people work and communicate differently. Maybe one person likes to move fast and make quick decisions, while another one likes to think through the details and have all the steps. And so DISC gives us a common language to understand the differences instead of taking them potentially personally. We're instead empowering each other, which really improves that collaboration and connection.
Yeah, I've heard it described as in kindergarten, we all learned the golden rule of treat others how you want to be treated. And DISC takes it a step further and it says actually treat others how they want to be treated
Mhm.
and get a different result.
Absolutely, and I think as well, like with the disc model, what it can do for us as entrepreneurs, as leaders, it creates an awareness and a flexibility, like you said, that golden rule, but it's also how people communicate, makes our team stronger, client relationships better, and greater results for business, short and long term.
So your session is part of this 3-hour Action Club event. We're going to have some food, we're going to have networking, we're going to do some prize draws, but can you give us a sneak peek at what people can expect from your section, the 60-minute disc experience?
Oh, absolutely, Caitlin. So we're going to be starting off again with this particular workshop. It's going to be we're going to have a quick practical breakdown of the DISC styles, what they mean, how to recognize them, and why they matter in day-to-day communication and business relationships. But we're then also going to have a very fun, hands-on introduction to DISC as well. There's going to be some interactive activities that help everyone actually see DISC in action, because it's always a lot of fun and usually full of those aha moments when people realize, oh, that's why I click or sometimes clash with certain people. So we're going to have something very interactive along with the breakdown of what DISC is. And we're going to wrap up with some quick goal setting around how you can use these insights right away, whether that's improving teamwork, communicating better with clients, or driving more sales for your business. And so, yeah, so it's going to be interactive. There's going to be some practical takeaways and also a great chance to network with a bunch of amazing entrepreneurs.
I'm so excited for this, and you're clearly passionate about the topic. What drew you to DISC and to helping entrepreneurs use it to grow their business?
That's a very good question. So it started in 2018. At the time, I had been operating my tutoring business for 7 years. I am Success Tutoring, and I was finding, I had a team of tutors and and clients that were coming on, onboarding new clients, matching them up with tutors, and sometimes the matches were fine, but once in a while I'd get that phone call after first session or the email after the first session check-in. I'm like, how's it going? Well, we really like so and so. However, they're not the right fit for our son, or they're not the right fit for our daughter. It's just not, we're just not seeing a click. And one of the parents asked me, and this had happened several times, and I kept thinking, how can I try to alleviate this? Like, what can we do to build this? Because it's not necessarily the tutors doing anything wrong. It's not the family doing anything wrong. There's a misalignment. What can we do to build alignment? And so one of the parents said to me, Michael, we really like so and so, but it's just not working. What do you do to match them up? Like, what are your steps? And I said, well, I look at credentials, kind of how they are as people as well, and I gauge. But it got me thinking, well, gauging, that's a shot in the dark at times. So I was like, what can we do? And then it clicked. Aha, DISC. Because I've done DISC in the past just personally with my coach, and I'm like, well, why don't I bring DISC for students as well as for my tutors? And that can help bridge some of those gaps. And so it led to less of those phone calls and more, wow, they really hit it off. Like, this is really cool. They both seem to be a little competitive, and they had this really cool first session where they were doing a competitive game to learn addition. It's like terrific. So that was really the impetus for using DISC in my business, and it led to less misalignment and stronger long-term relationships with clients and tutors, and more sales for business.
Amazing. That chemistry can be so magic.
It really can be.
So
Absolutely.
if participants on the 14th walk away with just one powerful shift in how they communicate or how they lead their business, what do you hope that would be?
Yeah, that is a good question, Caitlin. I would say if just one thing from that workshop would be, I think, realizing that everyone communicates or is motivated in different ways, and that's a good thing. And if we pause and look at the bigger picture of seeking to understand before being understood, when we're connecting with team
Mm.
members, connecting with potential clients, we can then lead to that greater chance of a successful connection, collaboration. And so DISC gives us the tools to pause and ask, how can I adapt my approach so it lands better to them? And that small shift from talking at people to truly connecting with them can transform relationships, improve team dynamics, and make conversations so much more effective in your business, which can lead to more prosperity for your business.
I love that. Understand and then be understood. That's so powerful.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that comes from a TED talk that I watched a few years back. Dr. Rita Pierson, a fantastic educator, has sadly no longer with us, but an incredible TED talk, and that was one of her mantras, and it stuck
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah, I can see why.
So, well, now, and so Caitlin, this is going to be an incredible, 3-hour event. So, you've built this great community, Action Club. Like, what inspired you to create these events, and how do they support local entrepreneurs in taking their businesses to the next level?
Oh, thanks for asking. So Action Club is very new. This is our second meeting of this coaching program, but I've been hosting action planning workshops for years. And during those sessions, we always do something called a hot seat, which is where participants can put one question to their table group and seek input and advice from other business owners in different industries, but who might have experienced something similar or just bring a different perspective. And every single time we do this, I hear how valuable it is to have that small group of smart people who get what you're going through and want to help. There's also something in out of behavioral psychology called called self-persuasion. So studies on this have shown that we're actually more likely to listen to good advice when we're the one giving the advice rather than the one receiving it, right? So if I'm at a table giving advice to other entrepreneurs, maybe around time management or financial management, for example, I'm more likely to turn around and apply that advice and follow that advice myself. So participating in this kind of discussion is a win-win because it helps kind of share experience and share knowledge. And it's also a good reminder to come back to some of the best practices that but you might have let slip. So that's really what this is all about. It's not just another networking event. It's not just another referral group. It is a group of people, of business owners dedicated to building a great business. My role here as coach is to bring in resources, bring in experts like yourself, help people stay focused and motivated, and most of all, hold them accountable to what they said they were going to do in between meetings. So the key to a successful Action Club is in the action, right? And that's what members do every single month, and that's how they build a great business.
That is incredible, Caitlin. I love that you've created this wonderful amalgamation of, networking, hands-on learning, building together between these meetings as well. So it goes beyond a one-off. This is really creating this empowerment for yourself and the community that you're going to be with. So, if people that are maybe new to this, like what kind of energy or environment are you hoping people feel when they walk into this event next Friday?
Sure. So listen, nobody starts a business because they want to feel isolated or lonely or
Mhm.
stuck and unsure. And yet that is where so many people end up. You start your business because you want freedom of time, financial freedom, freedom in what kind of work you do and who you do it with. Action Club is really about just following the action steps to build the kind of business that can deliver on that. So it's creating a sense of empowerment, of a purpose, of direction, and actually getting done, feeling like you know what to do next. You're walking out, 10 feet tall and bulletproof and ready to take on the world because you know what you need to do. You know you're going to do it, and you know you've got a group of people cheering you on.
Oh, love that. It's going to be an amazing event next Friday. And Caitlin, thank you so much for the opportunity. And again, if people have any questions about even like about DISC leading up to the event, just please post below where the video is, and be happy to help with that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm even more excited for Action Club on November 14th, and look forward to seeing you in person and seeing the great crowd that the room fills up with.
Well, likewise, thank you so much, Caitlin, and everybody else. Make it a great rest of the day.